Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be going over a few new Yu-Gi-Oh cards coming out in the game, as well as showing off a sweet little replay that I thought was pretty awesome in just a moment. But anyways, let's go ahead and first off take a look at these new cards. So first off, we have number 98, so another number monster. So all you number hunters, get ready to collect this guy. So it's number 98, Hopeless King of Despair / number 98, Dystopia. I don't know what they're calling it in TCG, but nonetheless, here it is. So it's a rank 4 Dark Word Exceed monster. It's got 2,000 attack and 2,500 defense. It's 2 materials, so it's just 2 level 4 monsters. Any deck can make it, so it is generic. And it's got a pretty decent little effect. So it reads, you can only use the second effect of it once per turn. So when any player monster declares an attack, you can detach 1 material from this card to change that card to defense position. It's a pretty decent effect already. The second effect is during either player's turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Utopia monster on the field, special summon this card in defense position, and if you do, attach that target to this card as material. So already it's a decent little card. It's able to, move something to defense position, so it's a little bit defensive and stun, essentially. And a lot of meta cards, I'm sure some of you guys that have been playing the game for a long time, you'll notice a lot of cards that are meta, they'll have like decent amount of attack, but then the defense is really low, so at that point you're going to be able to move it to defense position, and the next turn you can take it out. I think it's a decent card. I don't know if any deck is going to be like, oh, I gotta main deck this, but nonetheless, another number card for some of you collectors, and it's a decent little card. Next card up is actually really good. This is Ritual Sanctuary, so a bigger picture up here. A really insane card. It's Asuka's field spell from her GX Cyber Angel deck. Is being printed in the pack. It's a collector pack. I don't know when we're getting this in the TCG, but this card is absolutely crazy good. So anyways, it's Church of Blessing Ritual Church, or Ritual Sanctuary is probably what it's going to be called in the TCG. Anyway, so it's a field spell card that says you can only use each effect of Ritual Sanctuary once per turn. It reads that the first effect is that you can discard 1 spell card to add 1 light ritual monster or 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. And then the second effect is you can return any number of spell cards in your graveyard to your deck, then target a light fairy type monster in your graveyard whose level equals the number of cards returned to the deck. Special summon it. Okay, so I already feel like in OCG this card is going to be so much better. I mean, you have the triple upstarts, right? That's able to, if you have 3 upstarts at that point, you're going to be able to cycle through your deck, not only faster, but you have those cards to return, and then technically you can use them again, and then put them back in your graveyard. Because if you summon like a Christia or like just any card that can stun your opponent, you're set up to win pretty hard in most games. And I think that's just an excellent card in the new Cyber Angel deck. Obviously, people are going to be using it in other things, but for the most part, I think that card is just absolutely crazy good. I uploaded a video recently talking about the Cyber Angels and the pre-preparation rights. You're going to be playing Saphira anyway, so there's even more utility with this deck now, because you have so much ability to not only keep your monsters alive, but if they don't, force you to banish, the Hymn of Light or whatever card that you're using to protect your cards, you're going to be able to recycle them, and then you're going to be able to special summon a monster, and that's absolutely crazy, because keep in mind, that's any number of spell cards. So at the top of my head, I was like, well, I can get monsters in the graveyard real fast with Curry Bandit, and on top of that, I'm going to be able to get more spell cards in the graveyard, and I definitely want to make a deck with this Ritual Sanctuary card. I think this is an excellent card. Let me know, guys, some other combos with this, but I think this card is definitely instantly making it look like Cyber Angels. I'm going to be a very good deck, especially again with pre-preparation rights and Saphira as the awesome target. Next up, we got the Grand Jupiter. So we got Snatch Steal on legs, kind of. I don't know if you guys want to call it Snatch Steal. It's a little slower because you got some in the card, but anyways, let's go and check it out. So the Grand Jupiter, so it's a level 8 Dark Warrior type monster, 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense. Its first effect is once per turn you discard 2 cards. Then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, equip that target to this card. The second effect is this card gains attack equal to the combined original attack of the monster equipped to by its own effect. The third effect is once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 monster equipped to this card by this card's effect and special summon it. So at that point, you got a Snatch Steal on legs. So you can not only take their monster, gain attack, but then you can special summon the monster at the very end. So you take it, you get the boost, and then you can attack, and then you can be like, oh, okay, now I got my monster. That is already a pretty insane effect. I'm trying to think of what other archetype can really make use of just having cards just in the graveyard in general. I'm feeling like maybe you can mix this in Fabled, maybe you can mix it in some type of like zombie stuff just so you can, discard some cards like Mizuki, Plague Spreader, things that you can, obviously use later on. But anything that has the ability to steal a monster, usually in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets hit, Goyo Guardian, Snatch Steal, like all these cards, that take opponents' monsters. This one is a little bit slower though, because you're going to have to obviously tribute summon this card, or technically you could pendulum summon this card, so at that point, don't worry about no tribute. So I think that's crazy. It doesn't have the effect that it cannot be special summoned. You could call the Haunted this, and you could play the Curry Bandit and summon this card. Yeah, you have to discard 2 cards, but if you're stealing an opponent's monster, and then you get to resummon it, and you gain the additional attack, I feel like this card has some potential if we can figure out how to abuse the card. So let me know, guys, what can we do to abuse this card? Because I think the Grand Jupiter is looking pretty dang strong indeed. But anyways, guys, I got this quick little replay that I want to share with you guys. I just thought it was a really cool little replay, so I'm going to swap over, and now you guys can see the screen a little better because my cam on the bottom left. So I just thought this was an awesome little replay that it's just real quick because Yu-Gi-Oh's pretty fast these days, especially in a deck that has Cyber Dragon Infinity. But I like this play that the other player in the back makes. Makes great use of just showing you guys, I guess, Creature Swap is kind of an older card, but this card, time after time, has shown itself to be still like just a random good card sometimes in the right scenarios. But anyways, this player in the front goes for a first turn Cyber Dragon Infinity. The other player is playing Spirits, and then he's going to go stack Utopia on top of Utopia. The Pringles deck indeed over here in the back. But being able to attack over one Cyber Dragon Infinity, usually you feel pretty confident, because a lot of decks like that play Cyber Dragon Infinity that are just like a turbo version, they don't really have too many like options in their deck. Usually it's just Cyber Dragon Infinity, Cyber Dragon Infinity. Like they make like 2, and then like the deck falls apart relatively fast if you've gotten over like both of them. But it could be still something nasty to run into. But anyways, he goes ahead and makes a Volcasaurus, then goes ahead and goes for a Nova, and then goes ahead and makes a Infinity. So he's able to get rid of that Utopia. The opponent takes the damage. He attacks with Galaxy Sword, attacks with Infinity, but the Battle Fader is there to stop the attack, and then Cyber Dragon Infinity's like, nah man, I'm attacking. Then he goes ahead and absorbs Galaxy Soldier, and here's the awesome little play that I want to show you guys. So he activates Twin Twister, gets rid of that card, summons the Eidos over here, then Cyber Dragon Infinity negates that, then he goes ahead and summons Black Cloud Soldier, gets over Cyber Dragon Infinity, does not hit the Volcasaurus because Black Cloud Soldier can attack twice as long as he kills a monster. And then the awesome play over here, he activates Creatures Up, trading BLS for Volcasaurus. Why would he do that? BLS is way better, but Volcasaurus still had that effect, so he was able to burn his opponent for a game. I thought that was just a really cool replay that I wanted to share with you guys real quick. But let me know, guys, what are your thoughts on some of those cards that we talked about? I thought that those were really cool cards that are coming out with like the they're coming out with the stuff from the Asuka's field spell. So like a lot of this stuff is looking pretty decent. I think this is definitely gonna be meta. I feel like Cyber Angels, you throw in those pre-preparation ranks, you throw in Saffron, you have like a really good engine. It already has like really good free advantage. And again, the recyclability in the deck is actually pretty real. You guys have seen me play, well, I was playing like a Christia Turbo version on the live stream using the Cyber Angels, and they are really good. Granted, I was playing like a bad build because I just wanted a Christia Turbo. I think Christia Turbo is technically viable because you have like a lot of targets with trading, you can go kind of fast. And on top of that, Christia, it just wins games on its own. Like if your opponent doesn't have it out to Christia, that can be really advantageous. But technically, maybe if you are able to somehow survive, get out Grand Jupiter that can absorb Christia. So I think that is a very viable thing in the game. But like I said, guys, let me know some of the combos. I don't feel like number 98 opens any combos up. I think there's like a lucky slot machine card where if like an attack, I don't know if you can mix like Utopia in this, because I know there's a card where like you can like attack with Utopia, then you negate your Utopia's attack, and it comes double, and it can like it does something. If I remember to put the video down below in the description box, I'll do that. It was something like you negate your own attack, then you can like attack for a lot. I don't know if there's a combo with this card that can work well with it, but I feel a Ritual Sanctuary, we can do a lot of things. We can Magical Merchant and get a lot of free utility by just getting a bunch of fairies in the graveyard, and then on top of that you get the you know, spell card. Then you can discard the spell card. You can use this. I just feel like this card's way too good. Like, I feel like this is already asking to be hit by the ban list relatively soon, especially since up starts at triple in the OCG. You can just like dump like your spells in the grave. Oh, in addition to that, since you're discarding a spell card, off top of my head, Galaxy Cyclone. Like, there's so many uses with this new Asuka's field spell card, the Ritual Sanctuary. I feel like it's probably gonna get hit on the ban list. Hopefully, it won't be hit before we get to actually mess around with it, aka the Gishkis. But I feel like all these cards are pretty good. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section below. Which card you're most excited about? Personally, for me, I'm excited to see the Side Rangers. I feel like they're the Necros of the next couple formats. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you guys give that like button a titty slap to show your support. And I'm signing out.